I'm Julie Wakefield.
And I'm Roger Wakefield.
And this is How to Network, where we teach you how to build quality relationships, get referrals, and grow your business.
In today's video, we're actually going to talk about the fortunes are in the follow-up. And I got to tell you, that's my downfall. Luckily, I've got Julie around because she takes care of things like that. But this is something she taught me in the very beginning, how to do and how to be good at. And to be honest, think about it. If you meet people and you never follow up with them, there's not much of a relationship there. And really, networking is all about the relationships.
Right. And how are you going to grow your business if you don't ever develop those relationships and follow up? You know, if you're just going to networking events and meeting people, well, then you're just there for the party. You're not there for business. So today we're going to teach you how to follow up so that you can really grow your business and get those referrals.
And think about it. Some people do just go networking to network to walk out with cards to go home and build their CRM. That's not really networking. That is just kind of out scamming people into giving you their email addresses. So what we're going to talk about today is actually following up with them and how that can make a change in the way you grow your business. So yes, we're talking about fortune and a follow-up, but do me a favor. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and think about this on the way through. What is it you really like about what we're doing? Or is there something you do a little bit different? Anyway, give us a thumbs up and share this video with somebody that you know that maybe needs to learn more about how to network.
You know, Roger, I'm an etiquette person, and so I believe it's really important right after you meet someone that you go back to your office the next day, send an email, write a card, which is even better than an email, but say, hey, it was great to meet with you. I enjoyed talking with you about whatever, and just remind them about your conversation, and then try to follow up then with a phone call or a visit or a face-to-face. You don't want to let that go too long without connecting immediately after the event.
And scheduling a face-to-face is the best thing to do. You can send an email, you can send a text, you can give them a call, but don't just call to say, hey, remember me, you met me. Call with an agenda. Set up a face-to-face. That way you can learn more about them. Get together in a quiet location, lunch, coffee shop, whatever it is, but get together where you can actually sit and talk and learn more about them. That's where you bond and really start building the relationship.
You know, you're right. Just like we always tell you, don't go out and start passing out your business cards like flyers. Don't just start trying to get face-to-faces with everyone you met. Make sure that you had to feel a connection with somebody, that you have a reason to connect with somebody. You don't want to spend all your time then networking and following up, because then you're going to lose track of your business itself. That networking will take over. So make sure you're strategic about who you try to schedule face-to-faces with.
Now, coming out of 2020, we got to do a lot of that. It was the year of virtual meetings. But I got to tell you, people are ready for that face-to-face now. Virtual meetings are still going on. A lot of people are still doing them, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's all you can do, maybe because of logistics, or maybe some people just aren't comfortable getting out with other people again. We completely understand that. A virtual meeting, a virtual face-to-face, a Zoom call, anything like that is better than nothing. At least put that out there. That may be your first good meeting together.
Right. I think virtual meetings are really good because it saves you on the travel time. It saves you the gas. It saves you with the expense of a coffee or lunch. So it's always a good idea to ask, hey, can we set up a call? But for those people that are really ready to get out, coffees are a great way just to connect quickly, and doesn't have to be too long.
You know, with us, we've got business in Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Waco. The virtual meetings are really good. And it's a great way for us to stay in front of people and meet people when getting there is really kind of hard to do every single day. And don't make it all about business. I actually did a face-to-face one time, and this is a story I tell a lot.
So true.
I went to a coffee shop, sat down, met with this person, and this person literally starts opening up his binder and starts filling out forms, and he's asking me questions that really, it's not a face-to-face meeting. He is actually trying to figure out how to build a financial portfolio for me. And I'm like, wait a minute, I want to get to know you. And I just kept trying to talk to him about where he was from, how he grew up, where he met his wife, what they did. And you could tell he's getting really frustrated. And he's like, look, okay, we're from California. That's where I met her, and that's where we're at. So what all do you have investments in right now? And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And I guarantee after about 15, 20 minutes, I shut my book. I said, hey, we're done. And he said, no, we're not done. I said, yeah, we are. This is not a face-to-face. You're trying to sell me. Think about this. Would you ever want to invite someone like that to meet all your other friends? I wouldn't, and I never did. Keeping it business is not good.
Well, people want to buy, but they don't want to be sold. And really, when you invite somebody to a face-to-face meeting and then you immediately start trying to sell them, it's called bait and switch. And man, you've just blown trust right there. You don't ever want to try to sell at a face-to-face. It is a get to know you person. It's a way to find out what you have in common. Tell us how we can help you. Tell us what you need and start making that connection. It is not a sales call. You can't forget that.
And Julia, and that's a great way to look at it. And one thing that I always look at when I go do face-to-faces, I'm never there to try to sell to them. I want them to introduce me to their connections. That way I can build relationships with them. And if I do a good face-to-face, and what I mean is, look, I'm just me, I'm honest. I tell them the things they want to know, and I ask questions to get to learn about them so I can possibly help them. Building that relationship there is great. And a good way to make it where it's not all about business is, remember, I'm not here to sell to you. I'm here to get to know you and let you get to know me. That way, if you've got friends that could use the services I offer, hopefully we build a great relationship here and you'll want to introduce me to them.
I always tell people, Roger, we're not here necessarily to do business together right now. We're here to do business through each other. And so in order to do that, for me to open up my phone and recommend you to all of my friends, I got to know you, love you, trust you, and I got to feel a connection. And if you're trying to sell me on that first call, it's not going to work. So our last tip for today is, as soon as you're finished with that face-to-face, just like you started off in the beginning, follow up with the face-to-face. If you told somebody you were going to connect with them with somebody, then do it. Connect them. Make sure you follow up with a thank you card, with a thank you email, and be appreciative, because that shows your character. Don't just have a face-to-face and then walk away. That's never going to lead to ROI, return on investment. You have to stay in front of somebody. It's not about the sales. It's about getting the attention and getting to know people. So follow up with an email or a card, just like you did the first time you met them.
And that's a great way to do it. Whenever you do get a card from someone, let them know then, hey, just want to let you know, I'll follow up here in the next couple of days. And I know you said 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, as long as you stick within that time frame, you're going to look good. You're going to look better than most people, because most people don't follow up. But if you will, when you get the card, tell them, hey, just want to let you know, I'll shoot you an email here in the next couple of days. Maybe we can get together and visit and figure out how we can really help each other. And if you do that, that's great. But remember, when you tell somebody you're going to do something, again, make sure you follow up and do what you say you'll do.
Do it! Just do it!
The most successful people in this world are the ones who do what other people won't do. So do those little small things that make a huge difference. Follow up. Do what you say you're going to do, and you'll find that the fortunes really do come from the follow-up. We hope you got a lot out of these tips today. What do you do to follow up? Leave us a comment and tell us what you're doing, or if you got any good ideas from today, let us know that too.
Or even, do you follow up? I got to tell you, that's one of my pitfalls. Luckily, I just keep going back to the same networking event over and over again and follow up with them the next week or the next month. Sometimes that's a good way for me. But I tell you, following up with people, it really does make such a big difference.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss any more videos as we come out with them.
I'm Roger Wakefield.
I'm Julie Wakefield.
And we'll see you in the next video.
If we don't see you at a networking event first.